What's going on, guys? Dave here, working on the 2021 YZ450F. Amazing bike this is. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a really good 450 motocross bike. But wanted to go over a couple of little things. If you buy a brand new bike or an almost new bike, or if you have one, that you haven't checked this particular thing on ever, you should definitely do this. Take a look down here at the chain adjuster bolts. These guys right here. Okay, they'll be typically it'll be a 12 millimeter on the lock nut there, and then the adjuster is usually a 10 millimeter. I always recommend using T-handles because they're so much quicker and easier, faster. But look at this. We're going to back this all the way out. Take a look in here. Notice. What you notice is there is no grease or lubrication whatsoever when this bike is new from the factory. And if you've ever had a bike that was, a little bit older even, and this gets seized inside the swing arm, it ends up breaking, you ends up having to drill it out and retap a new one. That's because this has no lubrication on it up in here. You can put anti-seize on it. You can put waterproof grease. Something. Put something on the threads in here. And it will help prevent them seizing up inside. I use, you can use any kind of waterproof grease. There's really no particular one. Just put something on them. And just a quick wipe with a brush. Throw her back in there. I had a bike one time, that it totally seized up. And this is several years ago. But it was a nightmare trying to resolve it. And, just go back and forth a few times. In and out. Notice with a T-handle how easy this is. Sure, you could use you can use your hand drill also, but T-handle wrenches are priceless. Priceless for working on dirt bikes especially. I'll put a link down below where you can get a set of them. And then we just do the same on the other side over here. Something you should definitely do. And there's other things to do when you buy a brand new bike. People think, okay, I can't wait to go ride it. Honestly, you should almost tear the bike apart before you ride the bike for the first time. Anywhere there's bearings, especially relating to the swing arm right here, at least take the pivot bolt out and make sure it's lubricated going through, because it's usually almost no lubrication in there. Front and rear axles. Notice here's the rear axle. It has a little bit of lube on it, so that's a good thing. But I prefer to clean it off and just put much better lubrication on the wheel axles. Same deal. It'll help them come out easier so that they are easier to deal with. Same with the front over there. They just, it's unfortunate, but you pay a ton of money for a nice bike from the factory, and it's really not prepped all that well, compared to a bike that you have owned for a long time and you've already torn apart for doing various maintenance and things. But yeah, when they're brand new, they're lacking a lot, and also after you've ridden it for a few times, make sure you recheck all nuts and bolts and fasteners all throughout the bike. Otherwise, things will start falling off of the thing, and you think the bike's a piece of crap. When really, that's just how it is. Go back and check on things after you've ridden the bike, 5 or 10 times. But yeah, any of your linkage relating to suspension underneath here, all that you should lubricate properly when it's new. Even your steering head bearings up front there. I know it sounds like a lot, but you'll see that there's not a lot of grease where there should be in there, and you'll pay for it dearly later on if you don't check on that stuff. Throttle tube, a little bit of light lube under there. All of your anything that pivots or moves, like around your clutch here, anything that's pivoting needs some sort of lube. Excuse the creaking. That's my tripod here. Your little pin for your brake pedal, your brake pads. Those little pins, a little bit of lube there will help them do better. And just check over everything with your basic set of wrenches. Especially with the wheels taken off, it's much easier to get to all this stuff. You can spend, it may take you an hour or two to do these things, but you'll be happy you did later on. Oh, and a quick tip for you. Where to put the rear axle when you've taken it out of the wheel. I put it right in the exhaust pipe. I don't lose it. It doesn't get dirt on it. It doesn't get, grit. That's just a little hiding place for your axle right there. Quick little tip. Anyway, yeah, we'll have other videos about this bike. Fantastic freaking bike. I can see why it is considered the #1 450 in the class, just like the 250F is the #1 250F. They're really something. I haven't had any new bikes in a long time, and it's unbelievable what has happened to dirt bikes over the past 10 to 15 years. Just unreal. With the Wi-Fi connectability that this thing has, and the 250F also, you can tune the fuel injection and ignition timing to your liking. I mean, wow, that was unheard of until just a few years ago. Electric start, traction control, launch control, EFI map button. I think it's pretty cool, even though that stuff's been out for a few years, but it's relatively new to the regular people market. Anyway, I'm just rambling. But yeah, be on the lookout. We'll have other videos about this bike. And just got some new tires installed for this big bad boy right here. Doing some cleaning. I'm cleaning the chain also. Because the previous owner to this bike, they're not, whatever, I won't say anything. The bike just needed some basic maintenance that was lacking. And the chain, they sprayed chain wax on the chain and it just gets gunky. I don't recommend chain wax personally, because once it dries, dirt and grit just sticks to it. It makes it really difficult to clean the chain. I'm not a fan of those chain wax products because they're impossible to clean, and they stick all over the swing arm area and chain slider, chain guide, front sprocket, countershaft sprocket. They just get nasty the more and more chain wax you put on it. So that's just my personal preference. But yeah, we're getting this baby ready to rock and roll, and very impressed to look at it up close. We did an oil change video, so have a look at that online. The air filter and gas cap is the same as the YZ250FX that we just did a video on. To connect your power tuner app, you have to take the side plate off right here, and you'll see the little Wi-Fi device back underneath here that'll have a little password number. That's how you connect your your Wi-Fi on your mobile device to the bike, so that you can see your maintenance hours and do your tuning and whatnot, which is totally amazing. And totally impressed also with the engine on it, with the redesign, how they flipped it around backwards now. We got the pipe running around it, everything. Because I had one of the first 2003 YZ450Fs way back, and I thought it was a pretty amazing performance machine. But yeah, it took me a while to get used to the additional maintenance involved on the 4-stroke. And never did any videos about that bike, but we have videos of our 2004 YZ250F that I had for many years. So just look through our channel for YZ250F if you have one of the older models. You'll see some cool stuff there on restoration we did on it, and carburetor tuning and little fixes and things. Some pretty cool stuff you might appreciate. And it's nice to look at these bikes up close. It's just impressive technology that's going on in the industry. Anywho, that's it. Y'all have a great day. We'll see y'all later. Make sure you Google Horsepower House and look for us on Facebook. And we're also on, of course, eBay and Amazon. Always got something new going on. So y'all have a great day. We'll see you.